Hey, I'm gonna be real. I've been in a foul kind of mood since late last night. Right as I was getting to bed, there was stuff around Brian's flight. There was a nice one in there somewhere, pretty seamless. But last night, the flight was delayed. His connecting flight he missed, and there were no flights available till Tuesday. 2 days. His stuff was on the plane. It was somewhere else. He was there. Scrambling to look. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Scrambling to figure out what we're supposed to do. Oh, they were not giving out hotel vouchers because it was air traffic control's fault or something. So, and you have to wait in a line for like 1 to 2 hours to talk to someone, even though they weren't helping anyone. All kinds of stuff. I looked up, could I even try to get him a rental car? Kind of thinking in my head, they're probably all going to be booked up anyway, but let me see. And I did find one. It was a ridiculous amount of money for less than 24 hours of use. One way though, plus an extra $200 hold. So all kinds of scrambling, all kinds of figuring out when can he even pick up his stuff and where, his bags, when they made him check his carry-on. So many things that seem worse than the other times that they seemed the frickin' worst. And it all seems dumb. But in the moment, when you are catastrophizing and feeling so affected by everything, it freaking sucks. And I helped him figure out what to do next, but there were still those unknowns about how he's gonna get his stuff, and he's still trying to pick up a vehicle and blah, blah, blah. And man, my mind went so angry. Like before, it's an old story that's definitely victim-y, and the word is like despair, hopeless and despair. This was like anger. A lot of the F word. A lot of it. At life in general. So angry. And like a surrender flag of like, F this, F you, totally done. So mad. Kind of surprised me because I'd been either feeling pretty good, really good, or at least okay for some time now. So this was like, oh, hey. So yeah, I just got tipped over the edge yesterday and then woke up kind of feeling sort of similar. Fortunately, Brian and I were talking and connecting and laughing sometimes. Oh, last night as I was trying to fall asleep after talking to him, all the chatter in my head, and I was like, shut the F up, to myself, to my thoughts. And they actually quieted. Brian's like, tell me more. And that, interestingly, I was realizing was not at me, it was at the thoughts. Stop it. And they kind of quieted. So I was like, oh, I don't want to be that way. But last night I was that way. And this morning, not as hot, but it was still hanging. It was still hanging. So it's very bright up here. I'm going to turn around. So this morning, eventually, all the things kind of unfolded, and eventually there was a point when Brian texted me and said he had his bags. So also whatever I was thinking might have happened to them, that they were, it also was, they were separated by 2 flights too. The first 2 had been sent on one, then that one checked bag he was not then allowed to check was sent on a different whole thing. But eventually he had the bags, and it was like time to move on. And that was interesting because I was like, oh, my catastrophizing last night felt very, very determined and like, this is it. I'm done with all of this. I am so mad, as if there was no tomorrow, as if there was no, I'll feel better later. I was determined. It was weird. I was determined to be mad. And so then this morning, late morning, wow, there's so much like golf cart traffic happening right now. Yeah, I was so like committed to my misery and my anger. But then it was like, well, everything's been sorted. I mean, it sucked. Yeah, the money part sucked. All the things, but like, he's okay, he's safe, he's got his stuff. He's got to figure out how to get back to the vehicle and get things moving again. It's late. Those things are true, but carry on. Carry on. So I had to be like, okay, that's over. You gonna let go of the anger? Like, what's the point of this now? I didn't see anything past that. So I felt like I had to say something out loud. So I did say something out loud to someone, which did help release it a little bit. And then I was good. Thank goodness. Man, that was a doozy. So, yeah, I'm on the other side of it. Now I said it out loud again. I think I'm good. Let's see what's next. Fortunately, also... Fortunately, also, distracted. It's like a party on the golf cart paths. I knew this morning too that I didn't even think I was planning. I had a whole schedule planned too, which sometimes that happens. Like I'm like, oh, I'm trying a new thing. So then something, oh yeah, it kept me up really late last night. And by this morning, I was like, I don't want to do any of this. And what's the point? That's not great. I don't like that space. And Brian mentioned, are you going to go to like the cafe or do something to feel better? And I wasn't. But then I was like, you know what? That is my best shot of actually being productive today. If I stay home, I could just sit around or take a bunch of naps or totally check out. So that's my best shot. So I did. And I did the things and it was productive. So just working on putting something like that behind me. It is now in the, see, you always get past all the things. So keep anticipating that you will. All will be well. Man, I'm learning. When do we get this stuff? I don't know. Oh well. Still here. Still trying. Still getting back up. Still showing up. All right. I'll see you tomorrow.